Vita Feliz. Let's vacation, let's go somewhere overseas. Took the polo off and switched to soccer team.
All right, with Trey Mancini, how you doing, Trey?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. So, Notre Dame,
Yes,
you
sir.
represent the Fighting Irish like none other. Can you just talk about, obviously, being there and just the sport, the culture, and the sports and everything about that?
Yeah, I mean, I love Notre Dame more than just about anything. I got recruited there out of high school. I'm from Florida, and at first I really wanted to stay in Florida to play baseball there because when you're from Florida, you don't really leave too much to go to college. But I didn't really get any scholarship offers from anybody there, and then Notre Dame called, and I was extremely interested and went up on a visit and absolutely loved it. So it was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I really enjoyed my time there and got the full experience. With football season was my favorite. I unfortunately witnessed the semifinal beat down from Clemson 5 months ago here in Arlington, but it was still a really cool experience to go to that game. Yeah, I mean, I love Notre Dame a lot.
All right, so let's talk about baseball idols growing up. Who were some idols that you looked up to, or players that you looked up to?
So I grew up in Winter Haven, Florida, and the Indians actually had spring training there. And my dad was actually like one of the team doctors, so he's an OBGYN, so he delivered a lot of their babies and stuff. So I got to go in and meet a lot of those guys. A guy like I remember Ben Broussard was a first baseman for them back at the time. I just remember him being a really nice guy, and he was kind of my favorite player for a while there. And just meeting them up close and personal, and they were all really nice guys, kind of set a good example for me, I think, and that really stuck with me. So he's just one of several guys that I met that were really, really cool and you know, kind of kept my interest in baseball going.
All right, so one thing I do talk about is video games. And I know you said you didn't play video games, but I'm sure you've seen yourself on MLB the Show.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
it
yeah.
looks so realistic. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, somebody had sent me the other day, like, my face in the game or something like that, and they do a really good job.
Freaks you out?
And yeah, a little bit. I mean, they do a very good job with that. So it's really cool, and it's very neat to be in a video game, and I'm, you know, very honored to be in the game. So I haven't played it in a couple of years, but maybe I'll pick up the game pretty soon.
All right, so you're part of a historic franchise, you know, rest in peace to Frank Robinson, you know, Cal Ripken, and, you know, just Jim Palmer, guys like that. When you think about the O's franchise and when you first came there, what did you think?
Yeah, so I liked the Orioles a lot growing up. My mom's from about 30 minutes south of Baltimore, so every summer I'd go to Orioles games, so I was pretty familiar with the history, and yeah, it's an honor to play for them. I've gotten to meet people like Jim Palmer, Brooks Robinson. He was at our game the other day. I mean, talking to him is absolutely amazing. So there are a lot of legends to play for the Orioles, so I never take that for granted whenever I put the jersey on.
Okay, so if you could, and I always like to ask this question, and it's just if you could build a team and you were the GM of a team, and you could take a player from the past, one player, and it'd be your first pick of your draft, who would it be?
Oh, man.
And I'll make it easy for you.
From the past?
So, yeah, I'll make it easy for you. So, there's usually like 4 names that got brought up, and it was Ken Griffey Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bonds, I believe Derek Jeter was one, actually, believe it or not. And I want to say, man, was it a pitcher? I can't remember if it was a pitcher or not, but if you could take one player from the past.
I mean, the first person to pop into my head was Barry Bonds, for sure. I remember in spring training, me and my roommate were looking at just some of his seasons and the things that he did. I mean, his on-base percentage was just,
He got
you
walked
know,
with the
I don't
bases
think that
loaded.
could ever be beat. Yeah. I mean, the man was an absolute beast. One of the best hitters, if not the best hitter to ever play, in my opinion. And I just remember watching him being so impressed all the time. I mean, he was an unbelievable player. So if I had to pick somebody, Barry Bonds, I think would be a very good starting point.
All right, last question. So you're an Under Armour guy.
Yes.
And obviously Steph Curry is one of your bigger athletes on the break. Can you talk about the performance of the shoes and everything like that? And I'm pretty sure you're a guy that's into like sneakers and things like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love the shoes. And so they offered me a deal when I was in AA. And I've been with them ever since. So I've loved Under Armour. And they're headquartered in Baltimore, which is really, really nice too. So they take good care of me, and yeah, I think the shoes are great. I have a couple pairs of basketball shoes. I like those a lot too. So they do a really good job.
Okay, actually, you know what? You like The Office, don't you?
Love The Office.
Okay, so my personal favorite character, for some odd reason, I like Mike. I like Mike and I like Stanley. Who is your favorite character on The Office?
Oh, my favorite, Dwight, for sure.
So you're part of Shoot Farms and
Yeah, Dwight is my favorite. I think he and Michael's interactions are probably my favorite part of the show. Steve Carell and Rainn Wilson, I think, improv about 70% of their lines on it, and I don't know how they kept a straight face half the time, but it is by far my favorite show, and you know, I miss it a lot, but it's a show you can rewatch for years and years and never get tired of it.
Now, my favorite episode is the roast, because I just thought it was funny because Mike thought it wasn't going to go bad. But what would be your favorite episode?
My favorite episode is Dinner Party, where Mike and Jan host a dinner party. So yeah, that one I don't think can ever be beat.
All right, appreciate you, Trey.
Yeah. No